Welcome to quarter two. If I had a whistle, I'd peep it just now. Andrew actually did bring one because he's a referee.
Don't whistle it.
It is so loud. I mean, I was out walking out my car and he nearly took my ears off. So I am not getting him to do it in this Casa del Gav.
It's only 120 decibels.
Only.
It's not like an airplane jet taking off or something
daft like
that.
Yeah, it's stadium use, but
mental.
Anyway.
So thanks for coming back. We have tried something a bit different this time round. We're going to split up episodes into smaller bite-sized pieces. So this is a follow-on from last night's episode, which it sounds really weird because we were talking 2 minutes ago, but hey.
Don't tell the listener our tricks.
Oh, no.
So we'll just do a quick recap. So quarter one, we discussed AFC North, the movements and quick takes on what's happened across pre-season and the four teams. This quarter, what you're going to get is how we expect their seasons to go. So let's dive into it.
Start from worst to first, will we?
Worst to first, Gav. So who's your worst then?
This is an easy one. If you listen to the last episode, the Bengals, who are going to be a top 3 pick in the 2020 draft, are going to finish 4th. And my prediction is that they're not going to get more than 3 wins.
3 wins.
Yep. Or maybe
Top
4.
three?
4.
You're still thinking top... You're giving him even top 3. Hey,
That's number 1 pick.
I know, I'm just going to say. Two wins is your first pick. 3 is pushing it. You might get the 3rd if you're really unlucky. But what Cardinals finished 3 and 13, the first overall pick last year.
Yep.
You know,
Okay, let's. I'll stick with 3 and 13.
Yeah.
And they'll get first overall pick. So a little bit of reasoning behind that, right? Zach Taylor has gone from
Quarterback coach,
not even coordinator, to head coach. That's a big jump. And I know we're all super excited about the Sean McVay tree and what that might hold, but this is a huge jump. They had a lot of trouble bringing in
defensive coordinator.
A
couple of really big names turned them down. No, I can recall them off the top of my head, but I did remember reading it back in January going, oh, they've been turned down, X has been turned down, Y has turned it down. Like,
got knocked back. That I'm worried about Andy Dalton and what he's going to be like this year. They did draft Jonah Williams in the offensive line to maybe give him a bit more protection, but he got busted up a lot last year.
I think Dalton he's been the measure of mediocre on our quarterback scale. Has been a common theme.
Or Jameis Winston.
So Andy Dalton has been the mediocre on the Jameis Winston scale.
Don't even. Jameis Winston scale. Oh, skill? Scale. Jesus, I can't even speak.
He has no skill, that's the problem.
You've killed Steve.
Had to have it at some point.
Yeah, I'm worried about
my lungs don't work.
I'm really worried about the Bengals. They've got the tied 27th hardest. No. What's
hardest schedule?
Toughest
schedule.
Is that 5th? 5th hardest schedule.
Right.
Tied for 5th in the hardest schedules.
And you already think you don't have much going for them in the squad anyway. That's not boding well.
Yeah.
I mean, this division will eat them up for starters.
I can't see how they take points off anyone, especially on the road.
Yep.
And do you know what the rotation is? Has it got a quick...
I don't have that in front of me, Steve. So,
no. If they're really unlucky and they get something like AFC West on the rotation this year, maybe give Denver Broncos a game, but the other 3 are going to beat them in a submission probably as well.
Yeah. So that takes us to
games.
3rd in the division.
So I was in 2 minds about
this. It's a real coin flip, this one, I think.
I think the next 2 in my head are fairly close. But I think the Ravens might fall in the 3rd. They won it last year, but I think because the Chargers found them out by wildcard game. It was so one-sided, it was so ridiculous. They're going to have to change their system to something way more adventurous than what they were going to do. Otherwise, every team's just going to, beef up on them. Yeah, okay, they've got Ingram, they've got, what's his name, the wide receiver they drafted?
Hollywood Brown,
that's it. I was trying to give him his fancy name and I was like, no, it's
Marquise.
Yes. But unless you're going to use that and actually change your system, if you're just going to stay run first, we're going to try and run 220, 250 yards in a game, teams won't let you do that next year.
Yeah.
So I don't see much hope for them. They just didn't have the great off season as well, as we kind of just talked about there. So just think they're kind of regressing a little bit. And until Jackson can prove that he is more than a gimmick running quarterback, I don't see them. I think they almost got away with it last year because they had the run at the right time of season. No one knew how to scheme against them, and they were going balls out in the round, which was it was good to see. It was something totally different. They were going like 60-65%, running plays. It was mental. They were hardly passing anything.
To put you on the spot, what's your predictions for wins?
6
wins. So top 10 pick?
Yeah, 10 or 11, something like that.
Yeah, okay. So second place for me is the team that I would have had in third place, but they're second place because this is how we're doing these episodes.
It's not all about you, Andrew.
It's the Steelers.
Steve, you can't support the team we're going to speak about soon because if they're successful.
How's that? That's not very hipster, is it? If they're successful,
you're going to need to reevaluate your teams. Can't wait for you to be a Titan.
Or a Steeler.
I don't have any Bengals stuff. I've never owned any Bengals stuff. Maybe now's the time.
I think you look good in tiger print.
Oh no! Don't go there.
So the Steelers, as we discussed in quarter one, I think they're a bit of a dumpster fire at the moment. As we said, they've lost over the last 2 years. They've lost Lev Bell and Antonio Brown, who are arguably, I'm going to stress arguably, but arguably the best running back and wide receiver in the league. They're probably not now, but 2 years ago they were.
Yeah.
So that is massive, and they've replaced them with not very much. As I said last episode, I'm going to keep saying last night. It's confusing me. It's not. Was that they've signed basically a bunch of nobodies in the offseason. It's just don't seem to have anybody of note. And they've obviously extended Ben Roethlisberger as head coach. Sorry, Tomlin as head coach.
It's so true. He's calling way more.
Yes,
he's got way more power than he
Roethlisberger has far too much control over that organisation.
Do you know they actually did extend Roethlisberger as well?
Did they?
But I think that's just a salary cap fiddle. I don't think that's really any actual true extension.
Yeah,
Next year
that guy is done.
Null and void. Yeah,
he's done.
You think?
Completely? Yeah, I think so.
Did he not still throw for near enough 5,000 yards last season as well?
Possibly, but he's still done.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he has an Eli Manning year this year.
Oof, that bad?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Not sure it'll be quite as bad as that.
Well, I think Juju will help him out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had we had this discussion in quarter one. I don't think Juju will put up the numbers that some maybe expect him to put up.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
And my win prediction for them, I think second and third is going to be tight, so I'm going to put them on 6 as well. Nowhere near the playoffs.
Wow.
Oh, so this division's just getting eaten up from outside of the division.
Yes.
Then. We've already decided that, regardless of however many wins we're going to give the Browns.
200.
They got all the wins.
So that leaves me to talk about the Washington Redskins, who have transferred division. Dan Snyder has pulled out all his money, bought the Cleveland Browns, and renamed them the Washington Redskins.
Stranger things have happened.
So the Browns have obviously, we've already spoke about their fantasy football team that they've brought together. I don't know what else we can really add to what we spoke about before, because they've got a great team overall, really good roster.
The only question over the Browns is their head coach, who is unproven. So
one of the things that I worried about was their defense. They brought in Steve Wilkes, who Andrew, you'll know really well, and I'm sure you've got lots of affinity for.
Awful as a head coach last year, but year before he was defensive coordinator at the Carolina Panthers, and they had an excellent defense that year. So I really don't hate that hiring. As a defensive coordinator, he deserves to be in situ. somewhere. So
we've said that a few times. There are people that do that. So the one I always mention is Wade Phillips, because I'm really old and I talk about old people in the league. Wade Phillips was head coach at Dallas Cowboys. Couldn't give him any better than 8-8. I think was his best season. Was perennially 7-9, 6-10. He had about 3 or 4 really just awful head coaching seasons and looked lost on the sideline at times.
Yep.
Put him back down to defensive coordinator, and his defenses in the last 2-3 seasons have been like first or second. It's just genius.
It's just
Good at
someone
what he
just
does. Yeah.
better suited to having that focus on that one side of the ball rather than being responsible for both sides of the ball. And I think Steve Wilkes is one of those guys.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that assessment. But I guess the risk that comes attached to that is that the players have to learn a different system, have to learn different, plays, etc.
Yeah, so that at least they have the consistency on the offensive side of the ball, because Kitchens was obviously their offensive coordinator and there's just an internal promotion, so you're not going to have big schematic changes there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it might take a little while for the defence to bed in under Wilkes, but looking at the other teams in this division as we have, they are poor, and I can't see them not winning this division.
Is there a small argument though that if you think about a training camp setup, you've got that offense going against that defense? Surely that's just naturally going to make them better.
Yeah, it has to, surely.
Yeah,
you would hope.
You'd hope. Yeah. Do you think there's a risk it could totally demoralise them because Baker just rips them to shreds?
Not even that. I was just going to say, if any team could manage to royally fuck this up, it would be the Browns.
That's so true.
So
it was Cleveland Browns thing to do.
0-16. Yeah. Baker Mayfield gets eaten by a tiger again. So yeah, I am excited about the Browns. I'm going to say they're 10-16. 10-16?
They're going to manage to lose 16 games and win 10 in a 16 game season.
10 wins, sorry.
10-6. Yeah.
And I don't
that's
think
good enough. Well, obviously they'll get their place for division win anyway, but
they're one and done.
That's your problem, eh? You're kind of even at 10-6. That's just saying that there's easily.
You think a wild card team's going to come in and?
I just don't think there's enough.
The question is who your wild card team is, because I'm pretty sure you're getting 2 coming out of AFC West again.
Yep.
Right away.
Yeah.
So it depends who the other wild card team is.
I'm still sceptical over the Browns, to be honest. I think
you could get 2 out of the south as well.
Possibly.
Keep your ears peeled, folks.
Your ears peeled.
Your ears peeled.
Does that work?
Is that what people say? I've not heard.
What did you say? Eyes peeled?
Eyes peeled. Your ears open.
Ears open.
Oh my God. Jesus.
We are bad at this.
Stop tarring us with your brush.
So Gav, you've got 10-6. Steve, what have you got?
11-5. I push it up a wee bit.
I was going to go slightly down. I had them as either 9-7 or 10-6, round about there.
They're going to win with a 9-7. Just a really absolutely average division.
Yes, I do think.
Dominate the division, couple of wins against some
outside, and then
that'll be it.
Yeah.
That'll be enough for them to get through into the playoffs. A bedding in year for them for their superstars. I do think that this,
and then next year,
in the next couple of years, this is a deep run playoff team.
They've got a really young core of players that are still. You've got a couple of seasons where you've got them the rookie deals, and before you then have to start figuring out how to pay them.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite short-lived because they are gonna all of a sudden they're gonna have so many stars that they're gonna have to pay at once.
They've got 3 years max.
Yeah.
That's their window.
But that's a big window for the NFL.
Yeah.
So I mean, so in reality, so yeah, I'll power at them.
So we've wrapped up this divisional predictions, and we hope that you're enjoying this format. If you're not, then
let us know on the old Twitter.
No, I was going to say don't tell us because we don't want feedback.
All about the non-feedback.
We do it our way.
So that's the end of quarter 2, and join us again for quarter 3, where we'll speak about the AFC South.